forever. Okay, we have only 5 weeks to go, so we will learn a lot. Okay, feel a lot of damage. You never try to do any over on this at all. So you look at the hand out and then try to read or the art off. No. You not family, but at home. But at home, you know someone that learn that know the language, right? Nên thế miên là nên thế người ta đi đến đôi ra chúng ta bên này người ta ai thôi này 10 bài này ông biết là chuyện đó. So trước này chị tay này này you on that will be homework on this maybe read about it sometime but you can hold up okay when you run from office no call no okay and know all the which is the vowel all the Cambodian vowel and know how to put things together, you know, like people got as that means ka and then who expect to know some reading, not everything, but at least you know that this is my language, okay, this is my consonant and this is my vowel, for example, and also who expect to know all of you know how to spell your own name in Cambodian. Okay, so if you go too fast, it's okay because you know we do not expect you to learn it everything about the language, but at least you know you can identify this is Cambodian language, okay, and learn something. And the other question that who have, do you know why we learn math? Do you know why we learn Cambodia?
From last time. Okay, I learn count along here. Everybody say it. The first vowel. What is that? So everybody agree on this? Go with it. And try it. You know which one is the R? Sra A hay nung sra A thế sra R. Sra A hay nung sra A. Now everybody got it? Sra U.
Who will let you do it? Okay, and then after that we're gonna have a break, okay? Okay, attention. A E I E O U A I E I O am O E O. Đúng rồi. Okay, lên đi. A E I O U A I
Very good. So what? Everybody who's Cambodian in their room or at their house always have a picture on Goa. The question is, why are we having a picture on Goa? What does it represent? But before I get all the way into that, I just want to tell the picture, the story of how the Cambodian people get started. I think Pusani made some reference to this earlier last week, but I'll start the story. In the older time, there's a king that has 5 sons actually, and he divided his kingdom into 4 parts. He gave the north to the older son, south to the next son, the west and the east to his 4 sons, and his youngest son he's kept with him in the middle of the kingdom. And every year the son had to bring back stuff, back to his father. And one year the king was ill, so he told his youngest son to say, "You go ahead and receive your brother." So the youngest son he come over to the throne of the king, and to represent his father, he sat on the throne while his 4 brothers came back and bring gold and gifts and stuff. The trouble is the older son who think he should succeed his father, he got mad. He got really mad. He said, "I'm the older son, why am I going and bowing to my younger son?" Okay. It's just not right. And what happened, he said, "My father, he's not right. He's favoring my youngest brother, and he's not giving me my due." So what he did, he went back to his kingdom up in the north, and he decided he wanted to start a war. He said, "This is not right. It should be my kingdom. The whole thing should be my kingdom." But the younger son, he sit on the throne, and he saw his brother's face, and he knew that his brother was mad. So he said, "That's not right either." So he went to his brother up in the northern capital and say, I only did this because father was ill, and I want to represent him." So the older son, he realized his mistake. He said, "Oh, that's right. My brother wasn't trying to take the throne or anything. He just wanted to represent the father." Okay? So they both came back to the kingdom, and they saw the old king, and they explained the problem to the king, and the king said, "That is not right either. Because you want to start the war against me, you have to be punished." He's talking to the oldest son. Okay? Up to the point. Okay, so he said, because you want to start a rebellion, you will be banished from the kingdom. Okay. So he sent his oldest son out of India, and he said, "You go on a ship and you leave the country." So the oldest son, he took all his maybe 500 men or so with him, set on a ship, and he went past India all the way to an island called CACO, and that's where he found his kingdom. And the king's name is CACO. This is a Khmer legend. It means the king of gold, basically. He comes from India, and while he settled on this island called CACO means it's a land that has dried up, has this tree called the cloak tree, which has settled down. So he set up his kingdom there with his 500 people or so. And one day he went out and walked on the beach, and he found this beautiful lady. She was on the beach. And so they fell in love and decided to get married. It turned out the lady is, her name is Nian, means the lady. Nian means the dragon or the serpent or the snake. We'll talk about this later. And they got married. And that's how they found this kingdom of CACO. And that's how Cambodia got founded. By the dynasty from India and the people from the dragon or the snake. You guys remember this kind of story that Susan was talking about yesterday, last week? This story is repeated over and over again over the history is not. There's a Chinese legend, it's exactly the same thing, where the guy's name is Funti and the lady is Livy. By the way, Livy just means willow leaves. Because the Chinese at the time think that the people that Funti and me did not wear any clothes at all. All they wear was leaves. And she was named Livy, standing for willow leaves. And the country that they found, this is all the same by the way, it's called Funan. And the name Funan is a mispronunciation, but in Chinese they don't know what it means, but it actually means Phnom. What does Phnom in Cambodian mean? That's right. When they say Phnom, the Chinese, they don't have a Phnom, they say Funan. So they say the country is Funan, but the country is called Phnom. It's the same country as this Cold Flow, which is in Khmer. The same story is also spoken in India, but the guy name is instead is called India. Sunny also talked about it. In about the 8th century, this legend is finalized and it's shown written down. And the guy name is turned out to be Gampu, which also means gold in Sanskrit, which is another language I'm talking about. And the lady name is Mera. If you add Gampu and Mera together, you get Khmer. That's why we always call ourselves Khmer. We is from Mera, Khmer. That's why from the 8th century on, we always know that when I say, who are you? You don't say Cambodian, Khmer. Because of that. And the country name was Kampuchea. Kampuchea means the descendant of Gampu. But in Cambodian, we write it as, I'm going to take these all out. We write, this is Sanskrit, which is another language from India. But in Khmer, which is our language, it's called Kampuchea. Okay, the English mispronounced Kampuchea again, because they can't say Kampuchea. That's why they call us Cambodia. So let's answer your question, why was K changed to C? Just mispronunciation. So that's how we get started. But you see it all the way, there's always India and Khmer together. And the addition of these two is what makes Angkor Wat. So whenever we talk about Angkor Wat, I always talk about Indian this, or I always talk about this god from India and that god from India. Even Buddha is from India. So everything in Cambodia that's part of our civilization is related to India in some way. So included both Khmer legend and Indian legend, those two together is what make Angkor Wat. Okay. Any questions? So I have this passed down. If you guys don't, we just cover the introduction part.
Yeah, so Khmer came from India.
No. Only Gampu was the guy that came from India. He may have brought maybe 500 people, but there's people in Goklo already, and they call them the Nagi people, the Niat people, because there's people that lived in Cambodia a long time ago, and we just be like hunter-gatherer or something. The civilization, the one that we start when we say Angkor, the civilization is based on Indian civilization. Just like let's say, you got France. There's people living in France all along, but until the Roman came, there was no such thing as a country called France. But there's always people there. There's people that been there a long time. There's been people that been settled Southeast Asia at least 10,000 years before. Our civilization was.
So when you said you said the oldest son went to India.
That's the legend. That's how this Gampu guy came. And that's why we always refer to Indian legend, because
Okay. Actually, it's not the country.
it came from India. He came from India.
Okay.
But he married the queen that lived there already. Okay, and together.
And he came back.
No, he never went back to India. Okay. This is the Gulf of Thailand, it's long water. India is like out here somewhere.